my name is Alice, and welcome to IRG Talk, a podcast powered by IRG Corporation. Let's get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to today's IRG Talk. Today, I am very, very excited to be here. Hello, my name is Alice, if you didn't know. Welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking about the foolproof way to sell your house, and I am going to give you 3 options. So the 3 options are really going to be super interesting for you. Even if you're not necessarily part of the real estate business, if you're a homeowner, it will work for you. If you're a realtor, it will work for you. If you are an investor, it will probably work for you a little bit, but not too much. I am sorry. I will try to make a one that is specifically for investors in the future. But this goes out for the homeowners. I hope you are excited for this. It's about how to sell your house super quickly, super easily, and if you're not looking to sell your house super quickly and easily, there's also a way you can sell it by yourself and get a good profit. It's just a little bit slower. So these 3 options, what I mean by this, I mean that there's going to be an option for a homeowner, meaning if you're a for sale by owner. This option is going to be for you, and if you want to go this route, is absolutely your choice. It's a great decision to make. There is going to be also a way for realtors that is going to help you find the best, the best real estate agents around you if you're a homeowner as well. And if you're a realtor, the best end buyers. So this goes out for that. And the third way is going to be 100% for those houses that are not going for the end buyer. What I mean by this is you are going to find a buyer that is not necessarily going to be interested in living in this house in the future. They're most likely going to go like, oh, okay, this house needs a lot of work, but if I put time, effort, and a lot of money into it, I'm going to get a much higher profit or a return on investment in the future. So this is the type of properties that we're going to be talking at the very end of this episode. I can tell you right now that I am very, very excited to share one of the ways with you. Like, I am so excited for you to know and for you to learn about it. It's super cool. It's super interesting for me. It's so much more interesting than it could ever be for anything else, because you're going to be getting a lot of money from the house, for the house. B, it's going to be quick. Like, I cannot tell you how quick it is. And then you can move on to another house, a newer house, a better house. I don't know. It's your choice. But before we go into all of that detail, let's go over what has been new for us this week. This week we have had a few little things that, are a little bit shocking, especially the part of the fact that we have done the fall change. So we changed our image again on our social media as we did on summer. We are doing it on fall. It's really, really pretty. Like, I cannot tell you how pretty it is. It's so pretty. It has a lot of oranges and like reds and blues and stuff like that. It's very autumnal. I know we say fall, but autumnal sounds so much cozy. It's really nice. It has really cool colors and it's just beautiful. I have been enjoying that a lot. Like, changing for the season is just super interesting for me. Now, we have been changing our content as well over on Twitter and over on Facebook. We are going to be posting things a little bit differently for a lot of reasons. But mostly it's just the fact that we are going to be doing like so much more in the future with those accounts, and we're just preparing for it. So do follow us. Our handle is at IRG Corporation everywhere on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can also subscribe to this YouTube channel as well as IRG Corporation. You can subscribe and let us know what you guys have been liking this week. Like, for me, it has been literally this change. It has been so beautiful. I cannot wait to show more of it. We're going to be changing not only that, but we're going to be changing our YouTube channel as well. So, like, there are a lot of things coming up for this season. It's so interesting, and we're going to be talking about business a little bit more. Like, the last season we talked a lot about marketing and how can you improve your marketing towards real estate and stuff like that. But this time it's going to be how to start up, how to build up from the ground and build from the ground up and just like have fun with it. Because business is not just like, very like stick or like stiff and like you have to do things a certain way. We're going to give you the options that we like the best, and we're going to be telling you what ways will work for you. And of course, we are always going to be sharing some tips and tricks that we have learned over the years. So we have over 10 years of experience at this point. It's like no biggie for us to know all of this, but obviously not everybody has 10 years of experience as soon as they start. So we're going to be helping you guys out on that as well. I wanted to let you know, guys, know that there are going to be links below for our hard money loans that we are currently giving out. They have really low interest rates, and they have really, really good of an approval timeline of 1 day. That means that in 1 day you can be getting your money and investing in on real estate. This is only for your real estate purchase, as well as we are currently hiring. We have been giving these ads like all over since we started our podcast. We give you like a little bit of break during like segments and stuff like that, and there's going to be a little bit of advertisement for this. But trust me when I tell you this, it is going to be super good for you if you're starting out on real estate. Why? Because we have, as I said, 10 years of experience. We know what we're doing. At this point, you're going to, if you work with us, you're going to have the tools, you're going to have the knowledge, you're going to learn so much more about the secrets of real estate, and it's going to be interesting. So we are currently hiring. Please check it out if you want to, be a part of all of this and work with us. Like, it's super interesting. Of course, I wanted to say, disclaimer, this is only for South Florida. I am so sorry, specifically for Miami. I am so sorry if you are from somewhere else, but we are just looking for people in Miami that can work in our office here. So please, if you are interested in it, link it. There is going to be a link below that you can check it out. It's going to be super cool for you. So now, getting into the topic that we're going to be talking about today, for sale by owner. It's going to be really interesting about talking about this, because I don't personally think for sale by owner is really, really good for a real estate purchase. One, because I like things to be quick. I'm very impatient, and this takes a little bit more time than anything else would take. And two, because it is just it is a little bit harder if you do it yourself in a business that you don't know that much about. So it is your choice, and I'm going to give you as many tools as I can to go around it. But do keep in mind that this is going to be taking a little bit more time than usual for you to be in the market, so just consider that. But to make this process a lot faster, you need to understand first that you're going to be dealing with end buyers. What I mean by end buyers is a person that is going to live in your house after you sell it to them. So what I can tell you first and foremost is absolutely go over and stage your house. Staging is really, really important. It's key in everything you do on real estate if you're going to go with an end buyer. Why? Because you need to make the house look beautiful. You need to make the house look homey. You need to make the house look extremely impersonal, super minimalistic. But having a staged house is going to hype up the process for you to actually sell your house in the future. So I would 100% recommend to you to look into it and see how can you do it. You don't need to do that much to it either way. Just as soon as you declutter the place, and as soon as you are hanging things that are going to be more attractive to people and stuff like that, or a little bit more spaced out so that people can actually portray what they want to do in the future with it, the better. So absolutely look into staging. I think staging is one of the best strategies you can have if you want to sell a house to an end buyer, because they're going to be looking at it. I mean, take as much of your personality of your house. Houses that are extremely unique do not sell that well, in my experience at least, because people like unique things in their own houses, and they want to add those unique things to the house. They're not going to be like, oh, so this house is really cute and stuff, I want to add things, I like the things that it has because it's so unique. Usually what happens is that you buy the house and you're like, okay, this house is really cute and stuff like that, but I want to have a unique turn to it. I would not necessarily recommend this for a homeowner. Try not to, because you never know. In the future, you might want to leave because the house got a bit too big for you. You have kids, and those kids went to college. Like, think about the future. Just keep the house as family related as possible, but do not make it super unique, because when you try to sell it, it's going to be 10 times harder than it was before. So that is a recommendation. Of course, staging, like, I cannot recommend you enough staging. It will shorten the time half the way. It's just going to be so much easier and quicker for you to do this. So in the next segment, we're going to be talking a little bit more about for sale by owner and how you can improve it, and how can you make it faster, or how can you make it better. And we're going to be talking about the second way you can actually make some money here. So I'll see you there. I IRG Corporation is currently hiring. Do you need a job on the real estate market in South Florida? We are the right choice for you. You have been selected to understand and know and take advantage of the real estate market. You can send your info to the link that we're going to be having below or contact us to 305-985-4535. Start today on your real estate training. So welcome back. As I said, we're going to be talking about more business related stuff that you can do to sell your house as a for sale by owner. In this episode, we're going to be talking about foolproof ways to sell your house. If you didn't know, that's the title. We're going to be talking about that. Now, for sale by owner, what are the best strategies that you can have for you to sell your house by yourself? Now, as I said before, staging is absolutely key in everything you do if you're doing it by yourself. If you don't know how to stage your house, or if you don't know what could be the best way, absolutely hire somebody. Like, I cannot recommend this enough. I have talked about it in a previous podcast. I'm gonna leave a link below. This podcast, I talk about why staging is so important. So listen to me. Staging, it's so important because whenever you have a new buyer or you have a buyer that is coming into the house, they're going to be looking at what could be, and they're going to be seeing what you have in there. And if you have a really nice house that is absolutely decluttered, please declutter your house. Clutter is not good looking for anything, and it will turn off your clients as soon as possible, because you are dealing with an end buyer. Okay? So the end buyer is going to be looking at the holes in the wall. They're going to be looking at whatever you have in the house, at the way that your house is painted, at the way that you are presenting your tables, at the way anything. They're going to be looking at your furniture. They're going to be looking at everything they have in there. So working with an end buyer, that's the biggest thing that they will look at, and that's the biggest thing that you can actually, worry about. Obviously, I'm not saying hire somebody because you need to. There are many ways that you can stage your house. Basically, just declutter it and make it as unpersonal as possible. I did this a few times, and I just went to Target a little bit, and I bought a few things here and there, and then I decluttered my house. I decluttered the house, and I just put things here and there to make it look like it was still a little bit homey, but very unpersonal. So maybe do that, because they're going to be looking into it like, oh, I can turn this around and make this place really, really homey for me, or I can turn this around and make this really, really homey for me. So absolutely hire somebody or do it yourself. Either way, stage your house as good as possible. Second thing I would recommend you 100% is, if you have the time and you have the money, absolutely hire a photographer for your real estate. Why am I telling you this? Because as I said before, you're going to be dealing with the end buyer. You're not going to be dealing with an investor or a realtor or a cash buyer. You're going to be dealing with a person that is going to buy your house and live in it in the future. So make your house look as nice as possible, even if it's not necessarily the nicest house or the most beautiful house. It has to have a little bit of a curb appeal. I would tell you that much. It has to look nice on the outside. But 110%, I can guarantee you this, hire somebody who's going to make your house look beautiful. Because if you have a house that looks beautiful, people are going to be more interested in it. Or if you don't want to, or you don't have the money right now to hire a photographer, a professional photographer, you can do it by yourself. I'm not going to say you should only hire a professional, but the professional knows what angles work best. And if you do it yourself, sometimes it can be a waste of time, because you don't know what is going to look the most appealing to a potential buyer, while the photographer 100% does. So, balance it out. Sometimes they are they can cost you maybe $200 to $500, depending on who you're hiring. Google a little bit, go to LinkedIn and see, or go to Twitter. Actually, I've seen a few photographers on Twitter, on Tumblr and stuff like that. They are really, really good, and they're sharing their work. So go to people who have work to show, have a good portfolio, and make a choice when you work with them. Or you can hire somebody to do a cinematic type of thing. That works too. I have seen a few that look so pretty. But those are, of course, more expensive houses. If your house is around the $300,000 mark here in South Florida, I don't think you should be doing that much. Just have a really nice photographer and they will do the best they can. Other thing, marketing. So let me explain this to you. Marketing is just absolutely key whenever you're working on real estate, because you are an owner, you're a for sale by owner. You're not going to be necessarily working with people who will know exactly what they want. So how can you reach this person? How can you reach the potential buyer for this house? How can you reach an end buyer for this house? You can do Craigslist, is free, or you can do Craigslist ads. Those work really well. You can do another pages like Asset Column is a good page. You can do Backpage, which is also a type of like a classifieds type of Craigslist kind of thing. Or you can Google things like that. You can also post it on Zillow and stuff like that, and have just be you are the owner and stuff like that. So work around that, but do a lot of marketing around this property, because the more you have marketing in it, the better, and the more people can see it, the better, and the faster you can actually sell it. As I said before, for sell by owner is not necessarily a quick way to do things, but it is an easy way to do things. It's just really, really slow. Now, if you want a little bit of a faster way, I'm going to go into the second option right now, which is hiring a real estate agent. I would recommend you to do this if you are a for sale by owner. I'm gonna say this because, hear me out. If you want to sell your house not super fast, I mean, I think they have like 9 months in the market, 6 months in the market sometimes. A real estate agent can actually be really helpful for you. So they have the means and they have the ways. What I mean by that is they have all the marketing channels available, and they also have the client list, and they also have so many other things that you need and you might not know, because they also have the expertise on working with the paperwork. And that can be the part where you are going to get, screwed over by the potential buyer. And actually having an expert on the field is really, really helpful for you. So maybe hire a real estate agent for this. It will be so much easier for you. It's going to be quicker and it's going to be easier. Now, with a real estate agent, you do absolutely need to be paying them more, or paying them the commission, which is a percentage of what the actual sale is. But you actually will be you would be getting more money, because with a real estate agent, usually what happens is that you are getting a little bit more cash than you would get if you were a for sale by owner. So you would be selling your house top dollar, and that means that you will get the highest or the maximum amount on the house. So that is 100% recommendable for me. I would recommend you to do this. If you want a good list of real estate agents in the area, just Google and see for referrals. We have worked with thousands of them. We can refer you to a few. If you want to contact us, we absolutely will help you out. Or even we can help you out sell your house, market it, and do all the things a real estate agent would do. So do let us know if you want that. What other thing can you do with a real estate agent? They will basically all the same steps that you did with a for sale by owner. You can stage it, you can hire the photographer, you can do this, you can do that, because eventually that will help you out sell your house that much quicker. But it's not 100% a necessity. They will do a lot of the work for you, and the best part of it all is that a real estate agent will negotiate for you. And what you need in a real estate agent in a real estate transaction is a good negotiation, because let's say I have a house that is worth $350,000, but my potential buyer is going to be like, nah, that house is not worth that. It's worth 300 only. You have a negotiator in between to be like, okay, listen up. This is what the house is. This is what the house needs, and this is how much my buyer is actually going to, my seller is actually going to go for. I'm not going to be they're not going to be going for less. So 100% check this out, because if you have a good negotiator in place, they are going to be more likely to help you out finding the best way to sell your house at top dollar, which is what you will want in the future. In the next segment, we're going to be talking about my favorite way to sell a house if you have a house that has a little bit of trouble. These both ways I talked right now are mostly for the end buyer. So you're going to be selling your house to somebody who's going to live in the house in the future. But there is a way to sell your house to an investor or a person that wants to invest. And if your house has a little bit of trouble, let's say it has a little bit of a foreclosure or a short sale, stuff like that, or it has some fire damage, this is the best way for you. So in the next segment, we're going to be talking about that. Let me know if you like the podcast so far. Have you been denied a traditional bank loan? Do you need a hard money loan to purchase real estate? We are here for you. We offer hard money loans, lines of credit, transactional funded, all of it for your real estate purchase. No upfront cost, free evaluation, closing in 4 days, low interest rate, and approval timeline in 1 day. Call today at 305-680-5950, 305-680-5950, or send all of your information to the link below. And we're back. Oh my god, this was super interesting. In such a long time, you guys. So let's talk about the real estate agents part of this. As I said before, they're super good for you. Like, these guys will know, and they have the understanding and they have the knowledge that you need for you to sell your house, for you to be able to go through this process unhurt, unscathed. Is easier. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's going to be easier for you to find a real estate agent that will work with you perfectly, because they are going to be available and be understanding of what you need to do. So why would I recommend for you to get a real estate agent whenever you're trying to sell your house? Because easily they have the knowledge and they have the experience. They will know how to deal, how to negotiate, how to get things done, how to move the paperwork and all of that. And that is super key whenever you're trying to sell your house. As I said before, this goes perfectly with end buyer type of scenario. You need to find an end buyer type of scenario. But what happens if you need to sell a house that has some liens violations, or is a foreclosure, or is a short sale, or does have a little bit of a situation going on? For this case particularly, I would recommend for you to find an investor or a cash buyer. I said that I had a favorite way. I had a favorite option here. I had a favorite one that I really, really liked, and this one is the one. I really enjoy working with investors. We are investors ourselves, so we like working with this kind of thing because it's so quick. For us particularly, we are cash buyers, so we like to we like to buy houses really, really quickly. If you send your information to us right away, we're going to look into the property, see if it's actually a good deal for us, if it will fit our needs, or if it's whatever we're looking for at the minute. You will get a response right away, and then we will be buying the house in no less than 7 days. Like, in a week, you will be having your house sold and your cash in your hands. What I say this is the best way is because, yes, you will get your cash, you will get this and you will get that. This is going to be the best way because you are going to be getting this quick. As I said at the beginning, I like things to be, whenever it comes to real estate, to be really fast moving. So for sell by owner, for me, it's not really necessarily the case, but I understand it to a certain point, because if it is your house, you want to be as involved as possible. But if you don't understand the process, or if you don't understand this, I would be as removed as possible. Like, I did that once and it worked perfectly. I sold my house to a good price. I could move my mom's house to a good price, and then I could move out in my life and do things my way. But it was quick, it was easy, and of course it's going to be different for each case. For your case, it might not be the same thing for me, but if you're working with an investor, none of this matters. Like, if the house has a problem, if the house has this or if the house has that, you're going to get your house bought like super quickly. Why? Because investors are usually looking for properties that you can get a profit from. So how does it work? It works like you have a property for sale, let's say in Miami Gardens. In this house, it has been assessed for let's say $100,000, and you want to sell the house at that price, and then you go and try to sell it to a bunch of people. But your house needs a lot of work done in it. Like, it has holes, there is foundation, the foundation is broken, or the bathrooms are really nasty, or it has some liens and violations, or open permits or whatever. no end buyer is going to be interested in that property, and most likely no, like a lot of people are not going to be interested in it, because it does need a lot of work, and work is also equates money. And even though you can do a lot of things yourself, DIY, I am up for DIY all the time. There are things that you're not going to be able to do by yourself, and if you are, they're going to require money, like 100%. They're going to require money. So go with an investor. Like, there is nothing wrong with going with an investor. You're not going to get your full price as you thought you would, because most of the time it is in cash, so it is a little bit harder for you to find a person that is going to be willing and up at it, like right away, with no inspection, no nothing, like 0 inspection days and stuff like that. But you need to understand as well that, okay, this is happening, this is a thing. Your house is not gonna be sold for $100,000. It might sold for $90,000, and that's okay. And if you're working with the real estate agent, or with an investor, like cash buyer, it might get sold for a little bit less than that, but you can find another house in that price range. Or if you can't, and you want to find a nicer house, or whatever the case may be, you can also work with us, because we are not only cash buyers, but we also sell properties, and we have all the tools that you might need to find another property in your price range and under the characteristics that you need at the moment. So why do I think working with an investor is so great? It's not only because of all of the things that I just said, it's also because it is helpful. If your house is on a foreclosure, that means you were not able to pay your mortgage, and you're in a little bit of a situation. So I would recommend for you to, go out and find your local cash buyer. For us, we work only on South Florida, as I said. So I will leave a link below for you to get a fair cash offer today. If you're interested in that. But it's just easier for you to find a property, if to find a buyer that is going to be willing to get the property no matter what happened in it, or what is happening with it. Because far too many cases I have seen people being like, oh, I want to sell my house, but I have like a lien, and also like I haven't been able to take care of it properly, but I still want to get a full price as much as possible, and they spend time on the market, and it's just not selling. And that is the kind of thing that you need to avoid sometimes, because I'm not saying like go right away. Like, maybe try it out if you want to, and see if your house sells on its own for a higher price. But at the end of the day, it is very discouraging to see your house out in the market day after day after day after day, and not being able to move on. For me, as I said, a cash buyer is still a great option if you have a property for sale that needs a lot of work. And for you guys, if you are a real estate agent and you're hearing this till this point, like, oh my god, thank you so much. We love working with realtors as well. Like, if you have a client that has a property that really is not selling really fast, or really you need to get out of that situation quickly, or the buyer is getting a little, the seller is getting a little bit hasty, they want to sell this house quick, work with an investor, work with a cash buyer, because they're going to be your easy way out. They're going to give you the solution that you need at the moment. They're going to give you a fair price. They're going to be giving you a lot of things. And the best part of working with a cash buyer, that usually they don't have like extra fees that you need to pay them. Like, for us, I think the only extra fee we have is an exit fee. I would have to make sure that that's right, but I will have a link below that explains everything that we have in what can we offer you for your house. But it is just so much interesting. It is, I'm not gonna tell you that it is going to be your absolute best option, but it is my favorite option. And in my opinion, if you want to get out of this quickly and move on, it is the best option, because it is easy, it's fast, and is no questions asked. This also works perfectly now that I think about it with a divorce, because we had once this girl who was getting a divorce. She was like, oh, my ex-husband and I, we want to sell this house because we bought the house on mortgage and stuff like that, but we're not going to be together, the payment is going to be higher and stuff like that. And we were like, okay, we can buy this house for a price in cash in no time, and you will be able to move on and move out and just find better options for you in the future and move on with your life, which is especially in that kind of situation where you want to do. So I hope you have enjoyed today's podcast. It was a blast for me. I had so much fun recording it. I had fun actually researching a little bit of this because it was just a little bit of a trip down memory lane. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel. We're going to be posting more and more content every week, and I hope you are enjoying that. I will see you next week with more and more content. Do let us know in the comments below what you have been liking this week. As I said before, it is absolutely our fault change. What is about you? Do follow us on social media as well, IRG Corporation, and check our webpage at irgcorporation.com.